Guys, what's happening? We are here with another awesome microphone. I get so excited to do these microphone reviews for you guys because I'm an audio nerd. I love me some good audio. And today we are looking at the Samson G-Track Pro. So this is a professional USB microphone here. You've got lots of features and things that this microphone can do. You're hearing it now, and you're going to be hearing it throughout this entire video. I think it sounds great. I mean, I've been listening to it already for a while, testing it out, and I mean, this thing sounds good. And off the bat here, this is going to run you about 120 bucks, is the cheapest that I could find it. It is available on Amazon as well as on B&H and some other audio places. You can find it there too. I'd probably just go to Amazon, pick it up there through the Samsung store. And real quick, Samsung did send this out to me to take a look at. I'm not getting paid to make this review. Honestly, so far, I think this thing is awesome. And in case you are wondering, I am recording directly into DaVinci Resolve. I've patched the microphone into Resolve, do all my audio work here in Resolve for the most part, you know, working with these YouTube videos, got all the Resolve content, of course. So if you're into Resolve and you want to know more about that, definitely check out some of my videos. Or if you want to know how to patch microphones into Resolve so you can record your voiceovers, things like that, I'll link to a video up here. Talks all about voiceovers. You can go ahead and check that out. And also, real quick, before we dive into the features here, you have a chance to win this microphone. There's a contest link down below. So contest is going to run for about 2 weeks or so. So enter the contest. One of you guys is going to win this microphone. And honestly, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. So let's get into talking a little bit about this microphone. The first thing that I noticed when I got this microphone, you pick this guy up, this thing has some weight to it. It's probably the heaviest microphone that I have. I do have some other microphones. I've got my Yeti, which is similar in size to this. It's nowhere near as heavy as this microphone. This microphone has a lot of weight to it, which to me screams quality. It comes with the stand. You can use it on the stand like I'm using it right now, or you can actually put it onto a boom arm. It does come with this little extra piece right here that you can use to attach it to a boom arm. Now, this is a heavy microphone. I'm gonna tell you straight up, like I just said, this thing is heavy. So if you're putting it on a boom arm, make sure you've got a decent boom arm. The boom arm's pretty strong and can hold a substantial microphone because this thing does have some weight to it. But that said, I'm just gonna leave it on here because I think that's going to work out the best for me when I'm using this microphone. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the boom arms anyway. I kind of like a desk stand better as long as, you know, it's not picking up too much of the noise like, you know, when I'm moving around my desk and things like that. So features, what are some of the features of this microphone? Well, let's take a look at it. First and foremost, it can function as a microphone for pretty much anything. Zoom calls, YouTube videos, podcasts, you name it, this microphone is a good use for that. Now, not only can it record your voice, which is awesome, I mean, that's what I'm doing right here, but it also has a line in on the back where you can plug in something like a guitar or a bass guitar. Maybe I'll even bust out my bass guitar, see what I could get out of this bad boy at the end of this video. But you can plug in your instrument so you can record voice as well as your instrument directly into the microphone and then into your computer. So it kind of functions as an audio interface. Now, when we're looking at recording using this microphone, you've got some knobs and dials on the front of it. First thing, you got the mute button, right? We're going to go ahead and hit nothing. You can't hear nothing, right? Or at least you shouldn't have heard anything. But I like to have the mute button on there just in case I'm recording. I want to hit that mute button. You're good to go. You can hit that mute button and it'll stop all your audio. Obviously, it's a mute button. That's what it does. It's what it does. Now, the next knob down here is a mic level input knob. Now, a lot of microphones that you get, especially USB ones, they're not going to give you an adjustment to be able to adjust your levels. You're going to have to do that on your computer through your recording software. But I like that this microphone does have a gain knob, so it's essentially gain for your microphone, right? If I turn it up here, it's going to get really loud. I hope it's not blowing your ears out, but I'm going to turn that back down. And it's just going to affect the gain. How well is the microphone picking up my voice? It's going to allow you to help set your levels in your recording software. You probably want to watch some meters or something like that. Make sure you got good levels. For me here in DaVinci Resolve, I generally don't want to go over minus 10 dB when I'm recording my vocals, and that gives me plenty of wiggle room without peaking to be able to work with my audio. Below that, you've got the same thing for your instruments. We have a gain knob for your instrument. So obviously you've got your volumes, settings, and stuff on your guitars and things like that, but you can also adjust the gain input here on the microphone for your instrument to make sure that you're getting good levels while you're recording. And then down below that, we have a volume knob. So this volume knob is going to affect the monitoring that I hear using the headphone jack, which is on the back of this microphone. So if I turn that volume up, it's just going to affect what I hear as far as the monitoring of the microphone, because you can self-monitor using this microphone. We'll take a look at that in a second. Or you can have your computer send the audio, instead of coming out of speakers or something like that, you can send it right out through this microphone. And it works good. I've tried it and I'm happy with it. I think it does a great job. job. Now on the top of this microphone, there's 2 buttons up here. We can affect the pickup pattern of this microphone. So this microphone has 3 different pickup patterns. The first pickup pattern is cardioid, which means it's only going to pick up in front of the microphone. So if I turn this microphone around, you shouldn't be hearing me as good. It should sound a little more distant, and hopefully it's doing a good job of blocking out the noise to the back a little bit. Now, if I turn the microphone back around, I'm speaking directly into it, and this is how it would pick it up. You also have the omnidirectional mode. If I go ahead and flip it over to omnidirectional, now it should be picking up from all sides of the microphone, and as I spin this guy around, hopefully it sounds the same, and I'm not making too much cracking and popping by picking up the microphone and moving it. So Omni is going to give you pickup all the way around the microphone. Now I'm changing it to the figure 8 pattern. Figure 8 is essentially going to be the front and the back, right? If you're doing an interview style mic, maybe I got somebody, it's you. You're sitting on that side of the table, and I need to hear what you're saying. We can put the microphone right in the middle of the table, and we can hear each other back and forth. On the other side of the microphone here, we've got a little knob that allows us to change between mono and 2-track. So what that means is when I'm recording in this microphone, say I have my guitar plugged in and I'm recording my audio, I'm playing it, I'm singing, and believe me, you don't want to hear me sing. If I'm doing that, we can have the microphone put both of those audios into one clip. So your guitar, your vocals combined into one clip in a mono track in your recording software. Now you also want to make your track a mono track in your recording software. But let's say maybe, and I would think that this would be the case, that you want to edit your guitar or your music audio separate from your vocal audio, right? We want those to be separate. Well, in that case, I would use 2-track, and that's going to allow you to patch this microphone to 2 different tracks in your audio software, so that way you can work with your audio separately, right? We can have our music separated or our instruments separated and our vocals separated. And typically, that's what I would recommend that you do, is you separate the 2 because you want to be able to make adjustments there as you need. And if you have them combined in a mono track, you're probably not going to be able to adjust them the way that you might want to. So that covers the knobs and buttons and dials on the front of the microphone. Moving to the back, we do have our 1/4-inch input jack for our guitar or whatever it might be, some kind of instrument that might use that kind of cord or cable. And you also have your headphone jack. All right, so check this out. I'm going to plug in my headphones. Throw this guy on here, and now I can hear myself in the microphone, or speaking into the microphone, I should say. So I'm monitoring myself and I'm hearing what's being recorded. I do have my computer set to send any audio out of the computer through the microphone, but on the back of the microphone here, it also has another knob that allows you to monitor. So if I go ahead and turn that on, now I can hear a little bit more in my ears, and if I wasn't recording and I didn't have the record monitoring set up in DaVinci Resolve or your other software program, then you could monitor yourself using this knob on the back, and you can hear everything that's going on. There's no latency, and one of the things that I have to say is really good about this headphone jack, as compared to some other microphones that I tried, is that it's crystal clear. When I'm quiet, I don't hear anything in the headphones. That's super important, especially if I'm having my audio come out of my computer into the microphone. I'm working on editing the audio and not necessarily recording directly. I want to make sure that what I'm hearing out of the headphone jack here on the microphone is high quality. Because if there's other noise and things going on in my headphones, how am I going to know whether that's coming from my recording, my microphone, my software? How do I know what's going on? And I've run into that with some other microphones where there's noise in the background, and really it's almost, for me, unusable. As an audio nerd guy, I'm probably not going to use a headphone jack that has any kind of hiss, static, or any kind of extra noise that I don't want to be hearing. So this headphone jack does an awesome job, and overall I think this microphone sounds fantastic. It really does. Now, getting rid of my headphones here, just a couple other things to cover with this microphone. And by the way, if you've been listening in, what does it sound like to you on your end of YouTube? Comment down below. I want to know what you think. How does it sound? We're going to do a few tests here in a minute, but I just want to tell you about a few other things. You got the manual here. Always check out the manual. There's things on all these microphones, any kind of piece of equipment you get. You want to read the manual because there's going to be things in there that you don't know. So check out the manual if you get a chance. The other thing that's cool that this microphone comes with is a software. You get a software, it's called Performer Lite. So if you're trying to record music, maybe you're just trying to record voiceovers, maybe you don't have other software, although you can get the DaVinci Resolve, the free version. Go pick that up on Blackmagic Design's website. Then come back to my channel and check out some Resolve videos on how to record directly in. But you can go and download that software too, and I'm sure it's great. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm sure it's going to do a great job for you in working with your audio and helping you record your audio. All right, so just covering a few more bits of information, some more techie stuff here for those people who like that kind of stuff. The condenser in here is a 1 1-inch condenser capsule. Does a great job of picking everything up. The frequency response, you can pick up from 50 hertz all the way up to 20 hertz, which is pretty good. That's pretty much the range of everything that you're going to need to be picking up when you're recording with this microphone. So that's great. You can record high definition audio with this guy, up to 24-bit audio and 96 kilohertz. And it's usable on a Mac, on a PC. It's plug and play. You don't need any extra software. You don't need anything fancy. You just plug it in, you're pretty much good to go. So all in all, I mean, I think this is a fantastic mic. All right, now let's get into a few tests. So the first thing that I want to do, and I've been talking directly into this microphone most of the video here, but how are we doing with plosives, right? There's a little light on the front of this thing that if I peak, 1, 2, peak, peak, I can see when I do the plosives. I'm sorry if that was a little loud. I apologize. The red light will light up on here and tell me that I'm peaking. And I did notice that you can hear some plosives and popping. If I said Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, right? I noticed a little bit in the recording there that it does pop a little bit. But one thing that you can do to kind of combat that is, well, one, you can get a pop filter. You could do that. Or what I like to do is I like to turn the microphone and kind of talk past it a little bit instead of directly into it. You know, I still keep it close. Right now I'm about 8 inches away from the microphone, and that's about as far as I've been the entire time here. So you can turn it and talk past it, and that's going to help with those plosives a little bit. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickle, right? So that's going to help. Now, the next thing that I like to do is a distance test, right? So like I said, I'm pretty close now. I'm going to turn it, face it towards me. I am in the cardioid mode, so hopefully we're not picking up too much around the sides, but we are picking me up. So now I'm about a foot away from it here. I'm not changing the levels. I'm leaving them right where they were, you know, so that they're good when I was close. Backing up, that's about 2 feet right there. And if I come all the way back to my wall here, that's probably about 3 feet. Talking about the same volume. How well does it pick me up? Probably does all right. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and listen to it. Will you guys tell me? Comment below. How's it picking up? Go ahead. I'll wait for you. Go ahead. Type it in. All right, so the next thing we want to do is a noise test. So what I like to do is just kind of see how well does this microphone limit the noise that might be around me from being picked up in the microphone, because some microphones are just too sensitive, right? You may not have an adjustment. They pick up everything, right? And we don't want that. We want to pick up my vocal, and that's it. So right now I'm in my studio, in my basement here. Now I'm surrounded by acoustic blankets, but right now I hear my air conditioning running, right? And the unit's right behind me on the other side of this wall over here. So I can hear it, and I actually have a little noise meter here, that little app that I've been running, and when there's no noise going on, you know, outside with the air conditioner there, it's around 35 dB. So I'm going to be quiet for a second here. Let's see how many dB we got here. Okay, so about 43 dB or so. And if I'm quiet for a second there, can you hear it in the background? Can you hear the air conditioning going on in the background? Now, that's not too loud. I mean, it sounds a little louder than I'm sitting here. But the next test we want to do is something with a little bit more noise. Let's say you got a computer fan going. It's running pretty loud. I'm going to use this guy. All right, a little overkill. Obviously, it's not a computer fan. But if I put it down here on the floor, see where my levels are at now? Background noise around 53 decibels. And it's kind of in front of the microphone, so I'm curious to see, can you hear it? What does it sound like? Now, I'm going to have to go back and listen to it. I don't quite know. Now, if I turn the microphone this way so that I'm speaking into the front of it, the back of it is facing that fan. Can we hear the fan? What does it sound like? I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and watch the video, but you guys are hearing what it sounds like. So, hey, comment below. Maybe you'll get there before I do. Wait a second. You can't do that. That ain't going to work. So I think that most of the time, the biggest background noise, at least in my situation that I would get, would be the fan from my computer. And that may be the same for you. I don't know. But if you're going to have some background noise, maybe you're close to a window, you live, you know, in an apartment or a condo or something where there's noise going on. How's this going to do? I think it would cut out the noise, the background noise, fairly decently. What do you guys think? So all of the audio that you've been hearing in this video so far is straight out of the microphone. No audio editing, no audio processing. But right now, I'm going to apply a little bit of audio processing and just kind of post-process the audio the way I might do it for one of my videos. So I'm going to probably add in a little bit of EQ. I'm going to do a little dynamics, because love me some dynamics, right? We're also probably going to apply a de-esser in there and just see how it sounds. You know, is there much we need to do? There may not even be much we need to do, but I always do a little bit of audio processing just to sweeten it up a little bit. And you should too. And if you're not sure how to edit your audio, got tons of videos in DaVinci Resolve on that, on how you can make your audio sound better and more professional. All right, so that wraps up this video, guys. I am super impressed with the G-Track Pro here. For 120 bucks, really, honestly, that's not that bad for a super high quality microphone that functions as an audio interface that you can record your instrument into, that's got all of the bells and whistles, the options that this microphone comes with. I mean, Samsung did a great job with this microphone. I'm impressed. I mean, it's probably one of, if not the best, desktop microphone that I have in my kit of microphones here, and I've gone through a lot of microphones, so it's definitely worth it to spend a few more dollars and get a better microphone because it's just going to do a better job for you. So would I recommend this microphone to anybody? Absolutely. This thing is awesome. I mean, just the sheer weight of this thing. I mean, man, you got to use some muscle to lift this guy up. I couldn't believe how heavy this thing was. And it's easy to use. The quality sounds great. I mean, really, what more could you ask for 120 bucks? An awesome microphone. That's what you're going to get. So don't forget to enter the contest. Link in the description below. Thank you so much, Samsung, for sending this out. I would love to try out some more of your guys' stuff. I mean, if this product is any indication of the rest of your stuff, I'm sure I'm going to be impressed by anything that you guys have. This thing is great. Thanks again so much for sending it out, and thank you for running this contest with me to send one of these out to one of our viewers out there. Anybody who gets this microphone, I'm telling you, you guys are going to love it. It's fantastic. It does a great job. That is it for me on this one. I'm going to go record some stuff. Actually, I have to make an EQ preset pack. Got the presets made. I think I'm going to use this microphone to record the samples that I'm going to make in the video for you guys to hear. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming out soon in the next few weeks. With that said, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. Check out this microphone, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.